Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I am bringing you my lidded gift box. I just saw something similar on Pinterest and I just thought I'm going to have a go at that. That looks really pretty. It is just simply a box with this gorgeous lid on and obviously a little handle on the top, and I've used the gorgeous faceted gems there just at the side, and these gorgeous iridescent boxwood wreaths. Crikey, that's a mouthful. And I don't know, I just really like it and I think it's cute. It's 3 by 3, or in centimetres I want to say 8 by 8. Yes, 8 by 8 centimetres, so it is quite a good size. And I really like it. This is that beautiful frosted bouquet DSP, so you can see it's got a really nice shine to it as well, which is pretty. So I'm going to show you how I did it. So to make the actual box base itself, so this this part, you do need 2 pieces. So I've gone with thick Whisper White, and I'm going to grab my scoring board when I can find it. Here it is, covered in glitter. Can you see all the glitter on it? Look at it, it's terrible, isn't it? Needs cleaning. So, starting off with your largest piece of cardstock, so I will call this base 1. You need, excuse me, you need 8 by 6 inches, which is 20 by 16 centimetres. We're going to score on the long side at 1 inch, 4 inches and 7 inches, and that's 2, 10 and 18 centimetres. I'm then going to rotate and simply score it in half at 3 inches, which is 8 centimetres. I have no clue what that noise was. I suspect it's my dogs. So you should have this kind of look. Crikey, the light's so bright in here you can't actually see it. There you go. So you've got a score line here, here and here, and then one right across the middle. And then your base 2 is 6 by 6 inches, and that's 16 by 16 centimetres. And you're simply going to score it in half at 3, so 8 centimetres, rotate and score again at 3, which is 8. So you've just got that beautiful grid pattern. There you go. So once we've done those, I'm going to move that out of the way. So with our simple grid piece, just the 4 squares, we're just simply going to fold and burnish both score lines. We are then just going to, it doesn't matter which one because it's all the same, we're just going to cut up 1 line to the centre, and that's it. So we're just leaving the other 3 intact. We're just going to cut that one. Then we need to fold and burnish our score lines on the larger piece on base 1. Again, just fold and burnish those, and then again exactly the same. So again, it doesn't matter which way as long as you have the thinner parts at the side, but we're going to cut the 2 bottom thin pieces away and then cut wedges out of the 2 pieces at the top. We're going to cut up the centre line to the centre, and then likewise cut away this far piece with wedges. Hope that was clear as mud. So there you have your second piece. So you have 2 tabs and your bottom pieces that are separate again. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in my wet glue, and I want to join just these 2 pieces initially. And so all you need to do is simply line up this edge with this crease and the top, sorry, did that completely off camera. Line up this crease here with this edge, and then this top and bottom line with the top and bottom line on this square. And again, that's why I'm using wet glue, because it just gives you that little bit of wiggle room. If it helps to run your finger across the top just to make sure that seam is virtually non-existent, then you can. And then we'll just give that a rub. Dog's barking again. Flip it over, and then I'm just going to rub it again some more just to make sure that glue's spread around and it's working. So while that's just drying, I'm going to put my 4 panels on. Bailey, be quiet please. So again, I've got that beautiful frosted floral bouquet. Oh my goodness, frosted bouquet DSP. Please ignore my dog. I have 5 pieces of the DSP that are 2.5 by 2.5 inches or 6 by 6 centimetres. And then I have rich razzleberry that obviously coordinates with the DSP. And these are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, which is 7 by 7. She's obviously playing up because I'm not giving her any attention. So I'm simply going to adhere these onto the cardstock layers. And as I say, I'm literally just going to do all 5. Oops, that wasn't very straight at all, was it? Let's try that one again. That's better. And then I'm actually going to stick these straight on. Oh my goodness. Stick these straight on here while I'm at it. So glue a panel, glue some cardstock. And I think my snail's going to run out too, which doesn't always help, does it? It's going to be one of those days. And then, as I said, you just stick these on. And then obviously you'll have one more, which is for your lid. Please don't run out, snail. So just pop that one on. Making sure if you have got a direction in your DSP that they're all the same way as well. Because it would be such a shame if you went to all of this effort and then one was facing the wrong way or it was upside down. And I'm sure we've all done that before. That little bark that my dog is doing is what I call a naughty bark. So she'll either be digging and wrecking one of the beds. She's trying to get my attention because, snail's out. She's trying to get my attention because I've ignored her for most of the day. Or she'll be up to mischief. That'll be the other thing that she's doing. And so she just lets this one bark to let me know that she's up to no good. She's very cheeky. Right, so that one I'm going to pop to one side because that's for my lid. That's my empty one. Let me just chuck that away so I don't keep picking it up by mistake. So there we have our panels on our box. How pretty do they look? So now we can glue this part of our box together, which again is just a case of folding over and making sure it's lined up and just pressing that glue. And then I'm just going to leave that now like that for a moment, just leaving it as it is to let that glue dry just while we do our lid. So back in with the scoring board, and your lid lid cardstock is 5 by 5, which is 12 by 12 centimetres, and we are simply going to score it. I'm just grabbing some scrap here as a shim. We are going to score it at 1 inch on all sides, which is about 2 centimetres. So pop that shim in place. As I said, I am using thick Whisper White, so the shim really is quite important for this one. So that's that bit done. Let me just quickly put that out of the way. Get that out of the way. And then again, as you know, we're going to fold and burnish these parts. And then just cut again the wedges off the sides of the 4 corners there. And then again, before I forget, because it is habit, as you know from my tutorials, I'm always forgetting things. So this time we're going to use our 3/4 circle punch to create our finger notches. However, I do actually want to mark this one, and the reason I want to mark it is because when you come to put your handle on, you need it to be straight. Now if you look down over the top of this, it's a bit wonky, isn't it? It's because I didn't measure. So I'm going to measure this one. So my centre part of the box here is 3 by 3, so I know that I need to mark it at 1.5. So I'm going to mark it at the top and at the bottom. Just a little pencil line. They will be either punched or covered, so they won't be seen. So I'm just putting those marks on there. Right, where's that panel? Now, once you've got your markings on, make sure they're to the sides, and then you can stick your panel on the top. Again, this is to make sure you've got it going the right way. So I know that my handle will sit at the sides, so that's where my marks are. So my pattern will sit this way, and that will be the correct way. That just slid, didn't it? The correct way for it to go. Now I'm going to punch those little finger notches, and so I've got my pencil mark there right in the centre of my punch, so I know that those are equal. And then I can bring my box back in because I want to glue the bottom up before I do the lid. So because we have 2 joins on the inside, whenever I can find them, so we have one here and one here, you can't really have a front and a back because there'll always be a join. You just kind of have to pick whichever is tidiest, I suspect. So I'm going to lift the front up here out of the way. I'm going to fold that side panel in there, and then I'm going to add some, some liquid glue to that one and fold it in. Some liquid glue on there and fold that in, and then last but not least some on the bottom and fold that one up, and then you can just get your hand inside and just press it down, and there's your base made up. And so now we just need to do our lid, and you know the way I do these. So I'm going to pop that one on with a clip, and that one on with a peg, just whilst that's moved slightly, come on, thank you very much. So I'm going to leave that just for a second while I do my decoration. So my handle is a strip of cardstock that is 8 inches by 1, which is 18 by 2.5 centimetres. Again, notice the way that I've done my DSP strip here, because it's going to go on my handle and bend over that way, so I want it facing the right way. And my DSP is 8 by 3/4 of an inch, which is 18 by 2 centimetres. So I'm plastering this in snail, and then I'm lining up this end and just making sure that I've got an equal amount either side, and then again just sort of eyeballing to make sure that that's all straight. And then I'm just using my bone folder just to curl that nicely around. So that's my handle almost ready. And then my little tag, I'm going to use the beautiful First Frost, and this here's to the season and all of that jazz. Pop that down there, and then I want my Rich Razzleberry stamp, just popping it on there. Get rid of that, get rid of that, give it a little clean because Rich Razzleberry will go everywhere. And then, wherever I put it, my everyday label punch, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to push that sentiment right down to the bottom. Okay, so it's just inside that part there. And then with this one, I'm going to grab one of my mini post-its, which I'm going to pop onto that bit there. No, I'm not. I'm going to put it onto that bit. And then, let me think about this, I'm going to feed it back in. So you see how that's just given me enough room there to grab this end, and then I need to line up the sides. So to make sure that this is straight, but you can kind of pull that post-it note off now. Make sure that your edges are straight here, and I'm just bringing that top of the sentiment now right to the top. And as you can see, that's now given me a smaller everyday label sentiment. So I've just cut off that size, and that's perfect for what I wanted. So I'm going to pop 3 dimensionals across the centre, simply because I want it held in place. I then need one of my beautiful iridescent boxwood wreaths, which I've hardly used at all, which is a shame because they're beautiful. Unravel it, and then I kind of want it in an oval, so you kind of have to bend and play with it a little bit. And then I'm grabbing some glue dots, so I'm going to put one at the centre, top and bottom, and then I'm going to go to the one side on that one, and the opposite side on that one. And then once I'm happy with it, I'm going to catch this end to that centre glue dot and the second one along, bend it round, catch those 2 underneath, and then you should, she says, but I don't, have one more glue dot just in case you've missed it like I did here, just for this other end here that I just want to catch. And so there's your rather uneven little sentiment. So I'm just going to pop the backs off these, and then this can sit sort of off the side if you like. Just make sure it's level with the bottom, you don't want it to overlap the bottom. And then press those dimensionals in. You can twist and play with some of these leaves to get them sitting proud. And then we just need to finish our lid. So that part will now be stuck nicely. Pop some glue on these parts here. And then I'm just going to tuck those in. And then we can pop the box lid on our box, slide those in, and then they will catch. And then obviously we can just slide that off and pop these clips back in place. And just while that's adhering, some tear and tape to just go across the inside of each handle. Oops. And just on the inside of this one. And then just take the backing off. And then again back in, we've got those little pencil marks that we made before, and again I'm just eyeballing the centre of the box, sort of depth wise here. Again I've got the centre mark there, and if I look at this now, oh, it's not far off. That could have done with being a little bit further back, but it's not far off. And that is our lid. And hopefully that's had long enough to take And I'm going to pop my lid very gently on my box. In fact, let's do the front first because that might still be slightly tackier. There's my box lid, done. And there we go. Two really pretty handle lidded boxes. Hope you like them. Hope you want to go and make some. Don't forget you can purchase all of the products for these items at the shop. There's a description just below in my, a link below in my description, and all the measurements and everything you need will be on my blog. Hope you all have a great day, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye.